Unit 9 is on different energy resources. We're going to be looking at Text 6.7a. We're going to research the advantages and disadvantages of using different energy sources, including coal, oil, natural gas, nuclear power, biomass, wind, hydropower, geothermal, and solar. These energy sources can be put into two categories: renewable energy and non-renewable energy. You should have a handout which is called a WSQ or WISC. A WISC stands for Watch Summary Question. Watch, or W, is when you're watching the video and completing the activities during the video. S is summary. At the end, you will write a 5 to 7 sentence summary about the video and the content of the video. And then Q stands for question, and you will need to submit one question at the end of the video related to the content. You will turn in this handout when you are done with this video lesson. We're going to start with the video activity, the anticipation guide. So what you see on your screen is what you should be looking at on your handout. You are going to read the statements and then decide if you agree or disagree with each statement. You're going to use your WISC to record your answers. Use a highlighter, and you will highlight A for agree or D for disagree. Make sure you're using the before watching column. This is the very beginning of the video. The first statement: the sun is the ultimate source of energy for us on Earth. Mark agree or disagree. If I go too fast, pause the video until you are ready to keep going. Non-renewable energy resources are inexhaustible and can be replaced nearly as fast as they are used. Alternative energy resources, such as wind and solar energy, have an advantage because they cannot be depleted. Through the use of technology, scientists can create energy. Renewable resources include the sun, wind, hydropower, biomass, and geothermal. Before you go on, make sure that you have marked agree or disagree with each statement. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. We depend on our natural world to provide energy resources for our use. Although all energy resources are related, we can generally divide them into two categories: non-renewable and renewable. You should see a graphic organizer like what is on the screen on your handout, on your WISC. You are going to fill out this graphic organizer as we go through this video. Non-renewable energy resources. An energy resource that is used much faster than it can be replaced by natural processes is called a non-renewable resource. All fossil fuels, such as coal, oil, and natural gas, are examples of non-renewable energy. Coal, oil, and natural gas form from the buried remains of living organisms that lived hundreds of millions of years ago. Inside Earth, heat and pressure cause the matter of the organisms to undergo both physical and chemical changes. The changes turn the matter into the fossil fuels we use today. Once these fossil fuels are depleted or used up, they cannot be replaced by nature quickly. Where do these plants and animals get their energy? Fossil fuels are really forms of stored energy that came from the sun. Today, when we burn coal, oil, and natural gas, we release energy that originated from the sun. but has been stored inside the earth for millions of years. Through the chemical change of burning, energy is released from the fuels. Another non-renewable resource is nuclear energy. Nuclear energy comes from combining or splitting certain particles of matter. For example, most nuclear power plants generate electricity by using a special metal called uranium as fuel. The tiny particles that make up uranium are split, releasing a great amount of energy. The released energy is then used to boil water to generate electricity in much the same way as power plants use coal as a fuel. Make sure you are filling out the graphic organizer on your whisk. Now let's talk about renewable energy resources. An energy resource that can be replaced by natural processes in a short amount of time is called renewable. Some renewable resources are called inexhaustible because they are now available in an almost limitless or perpetual supply. Two types of inexhaustible and renewable energy resources are energy from the sun and energy from wind. The sun gives off tremendous amounts of energy every second. This energy, called solar energy, is our most important renewable or sustainable energy resource. Without solar energy, the wind would not blow, the water cycle would not continue, and all living things would die. Other renewable energy resources include wind, hydropower, biomass, and geothermal. Wind is moving air. The uneven heating of Earth's surface by the sun causes areas of high pressure and low pressure to form in the atmosphere. The air then moves from the area of high pressure to the area of low pressure. The movement of air forms wind. Since ancient times, people have harnessed the energy of moving air to do work such as sailing a ship or grinding wheat and other grains. In today's world, wind is the fastest growing energy resource for generating electricity. Hydropower is energy that comes from the force of moving water. Gravity causes the water in rivers and streams to move from places of high ground to places of low ground. The movement of water produces a force that can be used to do work, such as turning a turbine in a hydroelectric plant to change hydropower into electricity. Hydroelectric plants are systems made out of three basic parts: a dam built across a river to control the water flow, an electric plant to generate electricity, and a reservoir to store the water. Biomass is a renewable resource from living things that can be burned to release energy. Wood, plants, and animal wastes are examples of biomass. People have used biomass longer than any other energy resource. For thousands of years, people have cooked their food and heated their homes by burning wood. Today, some biomass materials, such as corn, are used to make alcohol that is added to gasoline to form a mixture called gasohol. Geothermal energy comes from the heat in molten rock or magma deep inside the earth. The city of Hot Springs in Arkansas is famous for ponds and lakes warmed by geothermal energy that comes to the surface as hot spring water. In some areas, heat from magma can be used to boil water to produce steam that turns a turbine to generate electricity. These energy transformations or changes occur at geothermal power plants. However, the use of geothermal energy is limited to areas where the magma is close to Earth's surface. So now make sure that you have filled out your graphic organizer on your whisk. And when you complete the graphic organizer, you're going to go on to the video activity Odd One Out. And this is what it looks like on your handout. If you are not done with your graphic organizer, press pause now and complete it before you go on. So Odd One Out, you are going to look at 4 words and you need to figure out which one does not belong. Solar, this is an example: solar, renewable, coal, and wind. hole is the one that you would circle because it does not belong. It is a non-renewable resource, and the rest are renewable. So on your whisk, look at all of your examples and circle the one that does not belong. On your handout, there is a box beneath each set of words. You need to explain your answer in that box. Press pause now and complete the activity, odd one out. Now you are ready to do the video summary. So on your handout, write a 5 to 7 sentence summary of the information that was in your video. And then, so this is what it looks like on your handout. Make sure to use complete sentences and punctuation. Do not, and I have a spelling error, so I'm going to fix that. Make sure to use complete sentences and punctuation. Do not copy sentences directly from this video. You're going to put the information in your own words. So press pause and write your video summary now. Now we're going to go back to the anticipation guide at the very beginning. If we look at the anticipation guide at the beginning, there is a column that says after watching. Go back and look at the statements and see if you agree or disagree, if your answers have changed. Use the highlighter to change any answers. Your answers might change or might not depending on what your prior knowledge of the information is from the video. So press pause now and go back and write and highlight A for agree or D for disagree on the anticipation guide on your whisk. Now you are ready to submit your question. So you will go to the link that is provided on your whisk handout and submit a question about something that was in the video or about something that you would like to know about that was not presented in the video. It must be about renewable and non-renewable resources. The link on the whisk will take you to my website and you will see a Google App sign-in. So you will sign in. And click Login. And it will give you a place to submit your question. You'll put your name and your block number. Submit one question about the video. And then you can submit more than one. You only have to submit one, but there is a space if you have more questions. And if it doesn't show you this whole screen, remember the scroll bar at the bottom, and it will take you up and down. Click Submit when you are finished. When you are done with your whisk, you will turn it in, and then I will give you a handout for the Great Energy Debate. We're going to use what we've learned so far about renewable and non-renewable resources, but we're also going to go a little bit farther and research and then create a debate presentation. You will get assigned an energy resource that you are going to do more research on, and then you will get in groups that have the same energy source, and you guys will be able to do research, and I will give you specific questions to answer. After you do your research, I will put you in new groups so that everyone in your new group looked at a different energy source. You will then put together a debate presentation. And when you start your research, these are the questions that you will be looking for, and you will fill out your plan sheet. If you have any questions, just let me know.